Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze. Today with a WTCOC doubleheader. It's Poland, Slovakia right now in a few minutes, and then later on, after the first match concludes, it's at 19:30 UTC, the first match of Group F, Spain versus France. For now, let's concentrate on the first match. I expect Poland to win this one rather easily. They more or less have fielded their top 5. The only one one might miss is give Spam a chance, who's currently rated in the lower to mid 600s, so his replacement Carcassonne way lower, but with loads of experience. The Slovaks, Matej, of course, is always good for a win, but still I'd favor UI Scooty in their duel, and all other matches should work out in favor of the Poles if they play their best or A game today. But let's see about that. There was already one match in this group, and this one was Italy versus Germany. Let's check the result real quick. So here it is in all its glory. The Italians defeated the Germans. On paper, this was an upset, or it would have been an upset if Germany would have played their best, but considering they didn't, the win by the Italians actually didn't surprise me. Nonetheless, several of the lost games could have been won by the Germans, but they just didn't execute perfectly. And now they've dug themselves a hole and would need to find better luck next week, and definitely need to win their match versus Poland later on. But that's a story for another day. Let's check if the games are already running, and then let's pick one of them. And they are, I prefer UI Scooty versus Matej, because this could be really interesting and should be a fairly quick affair. Let me just fix the scoreboard here. And then, as some of you or most of you should be accustomed to, I'll open the other games in the smaller windows. So if you're curious, pick the one that's most interesting to you and click there. Let me know if the zoom doesn't work out, please. So, as expected, a rather quick match here. Matej was the first on the scoreboard with this 8-point city in the center of the board. But UI Scooty owns the road for now, at least. Matej already attacking this. Oh, by the way, let me check if all Polish players are playing blue, and indeed they do. And there's this nice city over there. Matej snatching the field up top. And the Pole gets at least this monastery to compensate. Has 4 points scored with this road here. And Matej goes for another city on currently his field. And you are Scooty now deliberating whether to close the city, maybe preventing the left one from an attack from the bottom. Else could also opt to go here and obstruct yellow city slightly, but he opts to protect the city on the left side from any attack. It looks like this one isn't the only fastly played game. So we might even be finished here in an hour, but we'll see. So yellow closes their city on the right side. For now has a huge scoreboard lead and prevents blue from closing this city easily. Now the roughly 20 points plus for yellow are quite the burden for blue here. Won't be easy to climb back into this game. Closing the city on the left side might really be necessary here. Yellow prevents any problems for their city on the right side, scores a few road points. In the meantime, restricts both their roads to a crossroad, but blue at least gets to close the one on the right side for 3 plus the 1 road points for the left road and another point for their monastery. Snatched this road monastery on the bottom left and might need to get another monastery in this spot. But considering the square below is quite iffy due to their city at the bottom, instead they use the better monastery spot on the left side, liberate the road monastery. And I feel a bit like at Sotheby's here. But that's to be expected. Matej is one of the fastest players on this planet. I actually would be surprised if he used more than 4 or 5 minutes for the total for the whole game. So the Pole definitely needs to take the time when their clock is running. There's actually no way to think about anything when Matej is playing. 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds on move takes won't help them. So right now, do you go here and then hope to use one of the 3 attacking spots? But it's your last meeple. You need to liberate one of these 3 here, maybe the road meeple, to then have another one in hand. But opts against this. And this here prepares a road. and another monastery spot. So blue is upping the ante here. Looks like they won't even fight for this field and rather try to score points elsewhere. But that's playing with fire, giving up right now 15-point field. If yellow would get the last crossroad to place over here, the field would extend all the way to the bottom to include a 6th city, and then yellow prepares more cities on the left side. So blue desperately needs one of the 2 remaining regular monasteries. But even then, it looks quite tough. But there's, of course, still a chance here. Just the monastery is definitely crucial. If yellow gets that, I don't see a viable way for blue here. Although the city on the left side could still be closed. Would he likely now thinking of whether to prevent the shenanigans with any Dorito or big city tile at the top of their city, considering all 3 left right-handed daggers are already gone. A block here would be very likely, and that's why they don't even try to close this city. Instead, takes a field up top, which could still connect here. I think there are still 2 vanillas remaining. And yellow even helps, because right now yellow has 2 meeples on the field. And blue now will attack here. No questions asked. I don't really see why they wouldn't. And then, of course, there's this attacking route here with any piece over here. As I said, 3 crossroads are gone, so the 4th one would connect the bottom and the main field. Else there's no... Is there still... Nope. So the 3 roses are gone, else you could have attacked over here. Like this. And connect with the curve. So does blue place a farmer? And they do. Hoping to connect, of course. At least they managed to tie the field at the top. There is still... Is there still no? All 3 daggers are gone, so this square is dead, but yellow tries to attack on the left side. Blue connects. Takes this field. And now yellow is behind. Yeah. So do you attack over here with a 2nd farmer? But there's not much remaining here. So they need to count. And obviously doesn't matter. So this double-edged move by blue, which limited this square to the one remaining crossroad, was at least a double purpose move and worked out in their favor in the end. So yellow connects, but blue should take this one. And how about the other games? They are nearing the end as well. So UY Scooty wins this one with 12 points. Yeah, actually quite interesting. It looked so good for Martasia. But then blue snatched this one, got a bunch of monasteries, and yellow even helped them connect here. But likely didn't notice that blue could attack with a second farmer immediately. And this here, of course, the connection from the bottom left field to the main field by blue was a 50-50, but it worked out for them. So they are already playing their second game. Should have played one or two moves at least. Let's jump into this right now. And they are already at 4 points tied on the scoreboard. And the farmer is already placed as well. First monastery. Yep, that's the speed I would have expected. So Carcassonne 123 or 123 wins their game versus the blank page, more or less. Jojo Chukrik quite decisively at that, and MTUU wins their first. Wow, would you look at that? 86-37 against a 500 rated player. Yeah, not a result you see every day here. So the Poles are ahead 3-0 after the first 3 games and are definitely underlining their status as favorites in this match. KSPTTW also with a lopsided score of 89-54 versus Speed 951. So 4-0 it is. Right now, here's a nice big city fight. My money is on it won't complete in the end. It will become a ruin. And especially this square is very bad news for yellow. Block by blue here, and maybe even now from the top side. Oh, they even opt to kill this instead of going for the simpler move, placing the extender up top here and then limiting this square to basically anything, a cow or a Quadruple city, both would work. But they go for this kill. And yellow didn't even bother to indirectly defend here. So now this one is a 50-50, only one cow remaining. 3 are already on the board. And they are playing so fast, it's not even possible to zoom. So, and the pace over here is a bit slower. Matej has actually used more than 2 minutes. So likely he knows what's up and sees the difficulty in this config, which in most cases would see him losing this one extra meeple here and being down in the meeple count for the rest of the game. Both the farmers. So considering this here will take a while, these two squares which need big cities. The free meeples are in blue's favor. 4-3. All things considered. What is this? What the holy shit is this? Sorry, but why the hell do you do this? These squares are both limited to cows and there's only one remaining. So yellow just killed their monastery. Man, okay. Going for the ruin. Yeah. It might even work out for yellow here. Considering there's another meeple of blue in a monastery right now and blue has 2 on cities. Needs to liberate one of them now, but can't leave the city cap empty. In the meantime, Mizny has also won their first game versus Matisek. Also, at least from the score, not a very close affair. So if you're yellow, what do you do here? You win this mini battle, but you've lost one of your meeples. You are ahead on the scoreboard by 9 points, so actually right now 9 points overall might be correct as well. But still in the long run, yeah, Nalaheim is exactly right. Just because Matej got the cow, I think immediately or 2 moves after, This might still be salvageable position here. But if blue gets monasteries and is able to build a cluster on the left side, I think they should be able to score enough to compensate yellow's monastery. So even goes for this attack. Sure, why not? This square won't get blocked. There are still 3 curves left. But first you need to connect here. So you may need 2 curves or curvy tiles, and considering all regular crossroads are gone and 2 of the left-handed daggers are gone as well. So you only have the one remaining dagger and 3 curves to go here, and you need one of the 3 curves here as well. And this is your penultimate meeple. Wow, actually. And Matej gets the dagger, but doesn't use it here. Rightfully so, of course, because if you do, then blue would immediately kill your city from the right side with any road piece, and there are still quite a lot of straits remaining. Yellow kills this square, all cows are gone, so to expand the ruin, blue has to go upstairs. And this one here, just building a road, hoping to snatch this. Blue prevents this, of course, immediately. And further bad news for yellow. The quadruple city tile is discarded, so their starting player advantage is gone. But it's still a close game, actually. So let's score this one here. Yellow has 7, 10, 17. And 2 fields for 9 points, so 26 plus the 5 on the scoreboard, 31. Blue 6, 8, and 6 is 14, 5, 19, plus their city, which is worth 9, so 28. Now 29, so right now yellow should be ahead by 2 points. 1? No, not 1. This here connects. So blue liberating their road meeple actually added the city on the left all the way to yellow's field. And I think there's still 1 curve remaining to go over here and then connect yellow. Oh, damn it. I didn't even see this connection here. So actually, this move here, I'd have to view quite another light. Yeah. So blue definitely needs to dodge the curve. So if they take their sweet time, let's whip out the scoreboard here. So blue scores 7 for the monastery, 6 for the field on the right side, 1 for the city there, 2 for the ruin in the middle, plus another 9 for the ruin. Yellow is ahead, 2 points on the scoreboard, has 1 point on the right side, 6-point field, 7-point monastery, a 3-point and a 7-point ruin, and now they scored their city on the right side. But blue gets, wow, what a sequence here. Going for the Road Dorito and getting it. But there were actually 2 out there still. So really nice find by blue here. So right now, fields are tied. We can delete these 6 points here. And I think blue now takes this 4 points for the city, and this should be a win for blue. Because yellow can't score with the last piece without the meeple in hand. Blue takes another 4 points and should win this one by 8 points. Let's check. No, definitely not 8 points. 1 measly point. So where did I count wrong? Well, I don't know. The bottom line is UI Scooty won this one. And Poland is ahead 1-0. Let's check. MTU and Mizoshak are near the end. Let's see if there's still things to decide here. So there is a tied field at the bottom. The ruin is tied as well. Blue has 2 points here. 4 points. Plus 6, 10, 9, 3 for blue and 2 on the scoreboard for yellow. So it's actually really close here. Let's check if this city can still be closed. No, it can't. All 3 daggers are gone. And the question is, will MTU take this 6-point field right now? And they do. Given this is Mizoshak's last move. And I think they are 5 points behind. Actually, there's not much they can do here. Drawing this road for 6 points seems to be the max, and that actually would, if I'm not mistaken, which is a big if, win them the game, unless there is another cap left for MTU at another field, another city to their field, which there isn't. So let's see if my scoring skills are back. And yes, 74-75. So at least one of the Slovaks forces a decider in this match. And I forgot to update table 5. On table 3, Purasant 1-2-3 won their second game versus Jojo with roughly 20 points. So the second dual win for the Poles tonight. Let's see if the Slovaks manage to win at least one duel here, or if they get swept by the Poles. So empty UU with the yellow meeples here. Actually, the colors are all over right now, so I won't switch them mid-game. Oh, this is a more leisurely pace, not the Matej speed, which I actually live with quite well. Getting a nice piece here, but if you don't have an empty city cap, the extender usually isn't the piece you'd like to see. It looks like KSPTTW and Speed 951 have finished their second game as well, and this was another lopsided win for Poland here with 40 points. So this is a match win, the expected outcome for Poland. No matter how the last two games will end here. And considering we only have two duels running, let me quickly switch the layout. Yeah, that was not exactly as intended. This way should work better. So it's 1836. So roughly half an hour played here, and the match is already decided. Yeah, big affair indeed. Let's hope these two deliver here. And right now it looks quite good for the Slovak. Stacked monasteries, attacking your opponent's largest city feature. Slight downside, this one here, but there are still 4 vanillas left, and if you get one, you can quite easily take this 6-point field. Maybe this will even be worth more once you get the vanilla. And they even get another monastery, take the nice spot from yellow, get the vanilla, but don't meeple the field, which I don't really like, because this is bound to be expanded later on. This config is quite iffy. 2 of the left-handed daggers are already gone, so yellow would like to or could. They could have, but they don't because they need points. But maybe the horse piece over here could limit this square to a 50-50. No, not actually 50-50. There's the third one. So horse over here would kill this square, and with it these 3 meeples. For now this square gets killed, so yellow's monastery meeple is definitely dead here. And now do you go for the kill here? Or don't you? Interesting question. Well, at the top for Yellow City, there's still hope. 2 splitters, diagonal splitters, are still available, but if you'd get one, of course you'd create another attacking or blocking option. And Yellow decides not to kill their monastery with the blue monasteries. Instead, they opt to limit this square here. Yep, Mizny wins their second game as well. So 4-0 Poland, Slovakia. So let's actually cheer for Mizochakia. A sweep and a 10-1 game ratio would be pretty bad. So blue defends their monastery, but also gives yellow the chance to quickly score points when they get to liberate their monastery meeple, and they need to because they only have 1 in hand. Not sure when yellow plays this farmer at the top, but it's there, so this field is yellow's for now. And because yellow has only 1 meeple in hand, blue can do stuff like this, leaving a juicy 4-point city in the open. And there are still enough Doritos left to close this one here. Then add a cap on the left and you are set with a nice 14, 16, 18 point city, whatever. But now that yellow closed this road, which blue could have easily prevented or at least not supported, creating this here could turn into a problem for blue. Yellow risks the attack at the top, hopes to get a big city tile, only 3 left, 1 horse and 2 cows. Quadruple city, of course, is gone as well. But yellow needs to take these risks. They are 18 points down. Yep, some of that is compensated by their monasteries, and the field also scores 9 points right now because there's a third city on the right side. But once they connect here, or even before that, blue will attack this field on the right side, of course. And there are more options over here. Even though with all starting tiles gone, this attack is a bit more unlikely. But now a double ninja attack would be possible. And with 6 crossroads already out of the game, this could even work out once somebody, or given the meeple count, only blue has the luxury to do this. So let's see if they go for this, if they even get a curvy. So yellow now thinking whether to liberate their meeple and attacking the field, and they do, rightfully so, I have to say. Because they can't risk losing this here. And with any piece over here, blue would have harassed them immediately. And then the kill would have been quite likely. So considering the field is worth 12 points now due to this 4th city, and yellow scores 12 points for their monastery meeples as well. So this mini battle is a +8 for yellow right now. Winning this field would actually bring yellow way closer on the scoreboard, and there are still more caps to close here. Although the city plus road pieces are mostly gone, there are still 2 roses, and there should still be 2 of the right-handed daggers available. If yellow gets these for, let's say, 7 points each, if they manage to take the field over, this would be quite a high impact for them. Blue doesn't go for the attack because of the blocking option here, or likely because of this blocking option. They could have also attacked the ruin. It's worth 9 points, so would have been a nice option. But if they do so, yellow's counter like this would have reduced this square to the one remaining cow, this piece here, not cow, horse, because yellow just got the last road Dorito. So they kill both these options and severely limit the ninja possibility. So defending a field they right now don't even own, but expect to own sometime soon. And blue knows this, needs to score points, and tries to do this over here. But yellow immediately gets one of the connection pieces. So there are only 2 left, 1 cow and horse each. Do you now go here and try to block this? Or do you open this up for invasion again? Invasion from the left bottom side isn't possible anymore because all these daggers are gone. But you could put any city piece at the top and then hope for the last horse, which is drawn right now by blue. So they connect and take this ruin quite likely for good here. So these 15 points by blue are right now equalized by yellow's field. The monastery versus road battle is a +9 for yellow. But blue has 14 points on the scoreboard and a second meeple in hand. So +5 for blue and an additional meeple. Let's see if they counter these city pieces here. Or if they find a way to lose this game. And they go for this attack, which to me looks like it's unnecessary actually. Let's check how many. No, we don't check how many connection pieces they still have because they immediately got one and there were more out there. So when they placed their farmer, there were at least 2 Doritos remaining and I think 2 vanilla caps as well. So the chance of connecting here was quite good. And this way they force yellow's hand. Because yellow definitely needs to win no field to have a chance here. But they'd really like to take over the city first. Not with the roads, of course. So scoring these 4 points might be all they can do here. Even though this creates more volatility by leaving this 5-point road in the open for the player who gets the last rows to snatch here. But that's actually necessary for yellow to do here because they need to score points to close the gap. So as a reminder, 9 for yellow, but 15 for blue. So these 6 meeples up top, not this one, these other 6 meeples up top are a +6 for blue, +6 on the scoreboard. So yellow needs to take the field, which is worth 21 right now. If they manage to do this, they'd be ahead by 9 points. Blue prevents an attack on this city. Doesn't go for the field, which definitely is okay because this could be blocked here or rather limited to the last crossroad. They just need to tie the field. Just need to prevent yellow from getting a third farmer there. So there is a nice looking option up top, but there is no road Dorito left, I think. All 5 are gone. So this square is dead. And yellow goes for this option. Blue now thinking whether to put the extender here, as we just saw. The road Doritos are gone. The daggers, which would work there, are gone as well, but there is still 1 rose remaining. So if they put the extender here, they limit the connecting square to a 50-50. And considering there's no easy way to totally block this, I think it's impossible to totally block this. Unless, of course, you'd get the connecting piece. They don't go for this. Interesting. There are no curves available? Oh, all curves are gone. And daggers. I think there should still, yeah, there is still a dagger out there. So blocking here would have at least limited this to a 50-50. So 3 points for blue. In the case yellow connects here, blue would be behind by 6 points. Nine points now. So let's see if yellow gets the last rose or not. Yeah. This here really doesn't do anything. Yep, and blue gets the rose. Yellow didn't do anything against this because it wouldn't have mattered. They would have needed the rose anyway. So this way, at least the Slovaks get 1 win in this match and aren't swept. But I don't think they have any chance to fight for the playoffs here. Maybe 4th place in this group, depending on their games versus Germany and Italy. But I'd rather pick them on 5th. So, just an hour, and the next match is around the corner, but starts in half an hour. And therefore, I'll be taking a break. But let's check the group of Spain and France beforehand. So that's Group F. who wouldn't be there, the favorites in their group? Slovaks? Yeah, for sure not. RCP will win this group unless they lose versus Poland, that is, which is a possibility. I wouldn't pick Germany versus RCP, but I think the Poles have a chance. And I think I said this on stream as well. I'd pick the Poles over my team, which is Germany, of course, as well. And so let's check the group F, and there we have Spain and France, and quickly get back to the lineup. So let's open the ratings again. Of course, Viv is the favorite in their game. They always are. But the others are more or less equal. So I'd favor Guadalus in their game, as I said, with, even though King Calodian might be good for an upset here, but we'll see. The closest one I would actually expect this one here. Maybe I'd even favor Valle. I definitely favor Estroncio. I think the 602 is more or less at the bottom of their skill. And Socornero versus, let's say, the graybeard Udini. Udini has a lot of experience, more than 20 years actually. But still, Socornero, I think, is the better player here. So, yeah, this one might hinge on table 3. So, just let me say, whoever wins table 3 will win this match and will have quite good chances to qualify here. Although, with the outlier of Vietnam, I think they will lose all their matches. All other 4 teams are able to win against everyone in this group. The Brazilians are a special case. I'm not exactly sure of their team. Let's check. Yeah, it's a mix of a few known names like Giaruda and Besson and Chamon, but also some of the younger guns. And so this depends which lineup they field against Spain, France, and Argentina. But overall, this is one of the groups where it's quite tough to actually pick a favorite. Yeah, France has the best player, of course, but one player doesn't win you the match. They just give you a nice edge. So, yeah, would be an interesting match. For now, I'll take a break and maybe see you later. At around, let's say, 2 minutes before the start, so 19:27:28 UTC. See you later. Okay, folks, I'm back. Hope you can hear me. And I've switched around the matches on the scoreboard. So now top one is Spain versus France. Please remind me to switch the player colors if I forget it or forget about it, because I'd really like to feature the Spaniards with yellow here and France a little bleu with their blue. As I just noticed, Zoccanero and Udini have played a match today already, and considering the duel finder takes into account all games played on a specific day, this one is listed over here. Looks like it wasn't completed. Please ignore this. We'll have to work around this for now. I guess I'll have to find some time to prevent problems like this. So as I said earlier, let's go back to the I wanted the classification of Group F. So this is the group we are talking about now. It's Spain versus France, and there are Brazil and Argentina plus Vietnam as well in this group. As I said earlier, the Vietnamese will very likely land on a 5th spot, but everything else in this group is wide open. Even though France was the silver medalist last year, I think they performed above their usual limit. So I think getting into the semi-final again this year would be a huge feat for them, and I don't expect them to match last year's result. But nonetheless, they could be considered the favorite in this group. Although, as I said, Spain fields their five best players today, and the Brazilians and the Argentinians as well have very good players, experts, masters in their ranks. So if I had to pick a squad in this group to win the group, it would likely be France nonetheless, because having a player of this caliber who's able to beat anyone on any day is a feat, and this gives you the edge against most teams. But it's also possible France ends up with one match win in this group and will lose or might lose their matches versus Spain, Brazil, and Argentina. So it's really all out there. So let's just see if they have already started. And wow, they have. Oh, it's 2 minutes past. Well, for now, let's check out how about King Collodion versus Viv. Let's see if the Frenchman is able to beat the Spaniard here, as I would predict. Again, I'll open all other duels in the secondary windows here. And the other game I would be, or other duel I would be most interested in would be Valle 13 versus Yellow Max. I would expect this one to be a close affair. But this is covered by Alexi, and double streaming doesn't make any sense, so we'll focus on the other duels. For now, it's King Collodion versus Viv, and we'll see if the Spaniard is able to provoke problems for the Frenchman here. One good news for yellow is this iffy city at the bottom. Looks pretty bad, but could still be closed, of course. For now, I think yellow can ignore this. But they need to play more or less perfectly here. Be able to win this one. Looks like their pace is up to par with the other ones. Only one slightly faster is Valle versus Yalamax. So blue, of course, using the splitter here, closing their city and opening a new city. Will be interesting to see whether yellow attacks this one. Not easy. And this could be a wasted meeple. Blue knows they could close this and it's not easy to attack. So they go for it and protect their monastery en passant. So question for yellow now is, do you attack this just to prevent the worst case here, which of course would be leaving this city for blue to close? Instead, they take this road up top here to prevent blue from getting this one. I don't think that you will be able to win versus with moves like this. Blue will run away with this city if yellow doesn't do anything about this. And then blue's monasteries plus this huge city / ruin will likely be enough here. Now yellow of course can't put this straight here, and why should blue? They have meeples in hand, they don't need to add these points to yellow. They can just wait. So that's the problem with moves like this. And now blue has a 14-point scoreboard lead, mostly due to the city at the bottom. Yellow desperately needs this one and fast, and then to attack blue city in the middle. And maybe hope to create a larger field and take this one. Crossroad here to then close your road. And get another field meeple here. But for now, they need to take care of their city and decide whether or more or less how to defend this. Both splitters are gone and 2 Doritos each. And now it gets dangerous over here. Once blue manages to close the city on the left side, this could get really problematic for yellow. Meanwhile, other games are nearing the end already. So yellow gets the perfect draw and immediately at that closing their city, adding another farmer, of course, because they could just connect at the top next to their monastery. Blue prevents the attack on the right side. So now yellow could attack here or go here and then hope to kill this square or this because the quadruple city is already gone. But considering this city slash possible ruin is worth 9 points already, they opt to attack this, which could backfire severely if this square would be blocked by blue. And that's exactly why blue goes for this and gets a nice piece to do so, because city plus road pieces are mostly gone. But yellow gets to defend this, indirectly at least. So the only piece to block this completely would be a dagger. And the good news for yellow, 2 of these daggers are already gone. So there is only one left. So only one piece for blue to block yellow's city attack. But there are still 4 pieces, no, 5 even, 5 pieces to connect yellow here. So 3 road Doritos are gone, 2 still remaining, plus all 3 horses, so triple cities with the road still remaining to connect here. Therefore 5 pieces for yellow and just 1 for blue to totally block this. But of course blue could counter here, like this for example, with the road Dorito. And I think they would do this just to be secure here. They are ahead roughly 20 points on the scoreboard. And they'd really like to keep it that way. Meanwhile, blue managed to add a second farmer on the main field as well. So this field here is tied. Valle was able to beat Yalamax in the first game, winning 72-57, and puts the Spaniards on the board. Viv now deliberating whether to execute the attack, and he does. So yellow now just takes a few points, but the question is, do you need both horses to prevent blue from connecting here? Or do you want blue to connect there to then attack this city/ruin? Yeah, tricky decision, but that's exactly the problem with a move like this. They could have also gone for the simple block, but that would be risky as well. Would have been risky as well. So no matter how you place this, there are upsides and downsides both ways. So second game of Valle Max is running as well. Blue with only one meeple in hand just adds the city cap to their side of the city, leaving no options for yellow to snatch this, and yellow attacks the left side of the city, hoping to create a large, I'd say, ruin. I don't think this one will be closed. And genius move by blue here. Let's count. There is no piece left to connect here. 5 Doritos are gone, and the 4 cows are gone as well. So this move was a 1-point move. For now, at least. Oh, an upset on table 4. Yadiema wins their first game versus Estroncio. So that's one of the duels I would have picked Spain to win, and one of the duels Spain needs to win this match here. And in this one, blue, of course, is ahead due to their ruins here. But if yellow manages to close this city soon and then find a way to attack the field again, there might still be a chance for them. But drawing a simple straight doesn't help them here. It's just a useless piece. So Socanero wins their first game versus Houdini. As I said earlier, please disregard this one here. This was played earlier today and isn't part of their WTCOC duel. King Collodion gets a quick point tile, but that doesn't help them, so they will very likely lose this game. So for now, now that blue took this 9-point field over here, there's no chance for yellow. This one is lost. So let's check Ziamat versus Qualus for now. There's an 8-point scoreboard lead for the Frenchman here, plus a 9-point field up top. So 17, and the main field is tied right now, but under attack from a blue French meeple, from 2 blue French meeples right now. So is there still a curve remaining or a road monastery to connect here? The road monasteries are gone and curves might still be one out there. If I'm not mistaken, nope, there's the 9th one, so this square is dead. And this connection is dead as well because all 3 left-handed daggers are gone. So the main field might stay tight unless yellow now would attack over here and then connect with a straight or straightish tile. Let's check the straights. This would even work. And it looks like there's at least one straight. Nope. There's the 8th one. And the starting tiles are gone as well. How about crossroads? Regular crossroads are gone as well. And this is the last crossroad in the game, so this connection doesn't work. Do they even need this? So 9 points for blue over here. 3 equals 12. 13 plus 8 on the scoreboard, which are neutralized by yellow's monastery. 20 for blue. 15. 11. So blue is ahead 11 points. And therefore yellow needs to attack this field. Is there still this option? Let's see if there are still curvy tiles out there. The rotoritos are gone, curves are gone, daggers are all gone. So no hope. Crossroads, as I said earlier as well, so no hope to attack this field by any means. What's actually left here? Looks like one of the vertical splitters is still out there. And I see only the one. No, there is a second extender. So one extender is left. And one of the cows. So an extender. cow and a vertical splitter. Yeah, how would you even attack this field? If you see a way, just say so. I don't. So this looks to be a lost cause for yellow here. We've won this game 109 to 97 in the end. And yellow more or less concedes, just scores 3 points at the bottom. Blue even gets the last city cap to add another 7 points to their lead. And yellow just takes a ruin, will lose this game. Valle and Yalamax are in the last stages of their second game. So let's switch to Esroncio here. The Spaniard needs to win this one, of course, after losing the first game. This is a ruin because all 4 starting tiles are gone. So this square is definitely dead. A scoreboard lead of 14 points by blue is more or less offset by this ruin here. And yellow's road here looks quite nice. The same goes for their field, at least their field for now. Blue with a ninja attack on the right side. 2, 4, 7 crossroads already gone, only the quadruple crossroad remaining, so blocking this attack isn't as easy as it looks on first sight. Yalamax was able to win the second game versus Valle with 4 points, so these two will need a decider. Yellow tries to block here. Blue gets the last crossroad, so yellow likely now will kill this attack on the right side. And blue hopes to get the last dagger, not just to connect, to close their city and maybe their monastery if yellow gets a curve before, but to attack the field as well. So they are putting a lot of eggs in one basket. Meanwhile, on the top left, King Collodion tries to prevent Whiff from running away with the game due to an early big city. and now has to decide whether to attack or kill it, and he opts to kill this. An 8-point ruin for Viv here. Considering these rather endangered cities by yellow on the left side, this actually doesn't really hurt blue. Meanwhile, not much happening here. Estroncio getting a dagger, but not the one blue needs. With only one meeple in hand, snatching the city at the top is a rather tricky and dangerous endeavor. And he has to answer the question whether it's worth the risk. Else, there might be just a simple field attack prevention, but which one do you pick here? Maybe this one, leaving an empty city cap on your field, would be an option. Instead, he opts to add a third farmer, which is a gutsy move, and is rewarded by getting a curve to liberate 2 of your meeples. And if this one here works out, well, good for them. They get a cap to take the 10-point city. So at least this farmer will score 3 points. But there should still be, let's count, I think 2 straights remaining to connect. Yeah, looks like it. As I said earlier, starting tiles and crossroads are gone, so there's only the regular straight that would fit here. So blue might now kill the square and then hope to prevent yellow from connecting on the right side. And maybe connect there themselves. But bad news for blue. Yellow got the dagger, which blue desperately needed over here to close a city monastery and successfully connect with this farmer here. But at least they got this one to the field. But in the end, this won't help. Yellow's ruin just scores way too much. And the field, of course, because yellow got the straight to add insult to injury, winning the 21-point field, which blue needed to flip anyway. So let's check in with Ziamat and Squallows for now. They are in their second game. Squallows won the first one. 15-point difference. And this here is a mini battle. Oh, let me change the colors real quick. So the French place the blue meeples here. A 3-point mini battle win for blue. They are ahead on the score points on the scoreboard, 3 points as well. So it looks okay, or maybe good for them. Depends more or less on this city. If they manage to close this one before yellow attacks and restricts this to the last remaining right-handed dagger, could look quite good for them. But if this gets blocked or maybe even killed, I'd favor yellow here. So yeah, Dima and Estroncio have started their last game. Open this one in the top right. So let's wait and see how this situation develops. Yellow doesn't force the issue. They opt to protect this connection. Could have gone also here to create another option to kill or at least restrict this square. So blue might now think about going here, but considering all cows and all extenders are gone, there'd be only one vertical splitter then, so this wouldn't make any sense. Instead, they prevent yellow from easily closing their extender city here. But yellow gets the city cap immediately. And this might be just a 4-point support of yellow by blue. And indeed it is. And now Zoccanero wins their second game versus Udini. At least one of the duels ended like I would expected this. At the same time, Valle won their game, their decider actually versus Yalamax. So Spain is ahead 2-0 right now. And this, of course, means that all remaining French players have to win their duels. And this is no small feat here. Blue finally got to resolve their city and monastery issue in a perfect way, closing their city, liberating their monastery meeple, opening a new city, easy to complete with any of the 4 remaining Doritos. The only downside is if you close your city, you create a 9-point field. So with 2 meeples in hand, you might want to take the field beforehand. Maybe here. Else there is, of course, closing the city and meepling the field then, or just leaving it there, waiting if yellow would do anything about this, just to liberate the meeple. So let's assess the score here. We have 3 points for blue plus the scoreboard deal of 13 equals the 16 points are yellow's monasteries. This over here is a +4 for blue, so +5, +8, and yellow, so blue should be ahead +7, right? But blue has, not but, and blue has an extra meeple in hand. So yellow needs this field here and to close their city on the right side ASAP. So with the expected sweep of King Collodion, puts France on the scoreboard. Still, Gorlus and Jadiema need to win their duels. And it looks like Gorlus will do their part, taking this field, I'd say more or less secures their win here. This square is dead, so yellow's left monastery meeple is dead because the 3 daggers are gone. And yellow gets the road monastery, which is very good news for them. Oh, but the road Dorito isn't. That's a 9-point move for blue. And I think that's all she wrote in this game here. Yellow might be forced to attack this field with one of these options. But even if they would be successful, blue would still be ahead, even if it's only by 1 or 2 points. That's actually score here. Yellow scores 3 on the right side. This equalizes the scoreboard. 11, 12. And then there are 7, 10 for blue. Okay, so if yellow manages to tie this field, they'd be 2 points ahead, but blue would have now not even that. Now blue would be ahead by 2 points and would have a meeple more in hand. And that's if you manage to attack the field successfully. That's a big if right now. There's still an option for yellow to connect here. If there's still a Dorito available, and I think there should still be one out there. Would at least add 4 points to their score, but still they need to get this field and then some. So they take their time, hoping to find a way here, but I don't see it. You might add the Dorito this way and hope to create an attacking option. But the top one really doesn't work because all straights and both road monasteries are gone. And starting tiles as well. So meepling over here. Then hoping to connect. Doesn't really work, but here might work. If they need more time, let's switch the layout here. Can watch a bit more of Estroncio's game on the right side. Is actually quite close, and there are still both road monasteries in the deck. And blue would really love to get their hands at least one of them. Yellow in the game of Squalus versus Zermatt. So Zermatt, that is just takes a city cap. Which will now be harassed by blue. I'm not sure this is the better move here. But there were still caps out there. At least one rose was still available. And it looks like a dagger as well, so might actually be the better move. But it really doesn't help Siamat, because without this field at the bottom, there is no way back into this game. Yeah, sure, they can now split this, but then blue is quite likely to get one of the city caps to close their city. So meepling the farm, of course, but it doesn't really help. Now they might... Well, what they do actually? Scoring 3 points. But does this help? Not really. On the right side, Jadyema got their road monastery, tied the main field, but there are still options, 2 options for yellow to connect with the road monastery here. But as luck would have it, blue gets the second road monastery as well. Now it looks like blue will win this one. Because they have a second farmer here on the main field, and everything else is more or less equal. So there are 12 points over here and 6 points each on the top right. So without the main field, yellow is ahead by 1 or 2 points, but the main field is worth 9 points, 12 points, excuse me. So blue will win this one by roughly 15 points. Yep, exactly 15 points. So after being down 2-0, it looks like France will win this match versus Spain 3-2. And that's exactly the case. 4 points in the end, so quite close, but without a way to win the field at the bottom. There actually wasn't a lot of hope for yellow here in the end. They snatched a 6-point road, that's nice, but it's just scoreboard cosmetics in the end. So Spain has to hope to win their games versus Brazil and Argentina, given of course that all of the 4 more experienced teams in this group, so namely Brazil, Argentina, Spain and France, will win their games, their matches versus Vietnam. Spain has to hope to win versus Brazil or Argentina to take the second place in this group, or hope that Brazil and Argentina will beat France, so they'd still have a chance to fight for the first spot. At least their tiebreaker is quite good. 2-3 duels is quite nice against France. I would expect the French squad to be able to win 4-1 versus other teams, or in the case of Vietnam, even 5-0. So 2-3 for Spain is at least a loss you could live with. Let's check the next games on the calendar. And there is a whole bunch of them on the weekend. Even some that are running at the same time. So I'm not sure yet which one of these I'll be able to cover, but I'm right now quite likely to at least pick a few of them. I would be most interested in Ukraine, Portugal on Saturday, at least Saturday my time, that is. And another one that could be interesting would be Catalonia versus Hong Kong. Taiwan versus Belgium should be or could be a close affair as well. And the same, although might apply to United States versus Czech Republic, although the USA have a pretty strong squad this year. So we'll see about that. One thing, I think I uploaded my first video about 8 weeks ago or so. I haven't garnered a lot of feedback. Most of it was positive, but I think there are still quite a few kinks in my setup and my tools, and most obviously in commentating these games. So please feel free to give me feedback in the comments or on BGA if you'd like. If you have any ideas how to push the envelope here, how to make this experience better, just let me know. I'm open ears time. So that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. I think I'll see you on the weekend. Until then, have fun playing Carcassonne or doing something else. Bye bye.